Greenies, and welcome to the final episode of my story series. This one is a little bit late. I ended up going ahead and just changing the story for this one a little bit, so I needed a bit of time to plan. There was a lot of things that I had to change and do, but we're here now, ready to see how this all ends. So we saw in the starting intro, Zoe's, a little bit of a recap of Zoe's life. Obviously, she grew up with her dads, Valentine and Chase. Valentine being a model when he was younger, Chase being a fashion designer or kind of a style influencer. So the two of them having a home studio. When she was younger, she was very much like into like getting a picture taken and joining in as a toddler. A little bit less as a child. She started getting more into the whole, reading, like just consuming as much as she possibly could. And then as a teenager, definitely rejecting that life altogether and ending up where she is now, which is a uni graduate. So if you go and check out her ᚓᚑᚂᚐᚄ panel, she is a language and literature degree graduate. She graduated from the University of Rochester, and she actually graduated with honors as well. So one of the first things I'm actually going to go ahead and get her to do is, you guys may have noticed, she was very good at debating at university. She was on the debate team in the debate club, and she actually won most of her debates. She's pretty good at arguing her case. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and sign her up to the law degree. Now, I feel like this is something she always wanted to do. Ooh, she's starting as a process server at Bagley and Buckley LLP. She starts on Thursday, which is tomorrow. Should she get a jumpstart and accept an assignment? Yes, she should. So I'm hoping she's gonna have to pass the bar or something, but the first thing she can do is file a legal motion. So she is a hard worker. I am gonna go ahead and get her to start on that by filing herself a little bit of a legal motion there. Also, if you check out her ⚓ᚑᚂᚐᚄ panel again, I have a mod that gives everybody like their personality type based on the kind of sim they are. And Zoe Rose is an idealist. She is an INFP, so she always is eager to help a good cause, which is going to be pretty key to her story as well. So if you guys remember as well, Alice has moved in as of her story ending. She was obviously homeless at the beginning. Now she does have somewhere to live, so she's living in the house with these guys. She's actually watching a little bit of TV whilst working out. And she, of course, brought her dog along for the ride, Kiko. I've named Kiko because Kiko can mean new beginning, and it's in Japanese, and Kiko is an Akita, which is a Japanese dog, so I thought it was a pretty good little combo. So she's living in the house as well. She obviously learned at the end of the last episode that because Carson kind of said, oh, you don't need to go ahead and, do that job, I'll do it for you. He ended up taking the burden there, and he ended up in prison because of it, which is, again, going to be pretty important for Zoe Rose's story. But for now, I'm like, dads, can you like be less distracty? I'm trying to file a motion here. Why do you guys, I don't know, go like play in the pool or something? Since Kiko's getting obsessed with the shower. Don't really know why. I am gonna allow these guys to go on a little jog together, because if you're gonna jog, you may as well do it with your dog, you know? Also, I feel like she's jogging a lot because she's stressed about the whole Carson situation. She feels like, that could have been her. He took the fall for her. She kind of blames herself a little bit for it, although it wasn't really her fault at all. She shouldn't have been in that situation either, but she feels guilty that he's there, so she's jogging to try and get her mind off of things. Okay, so Zoe's just in here vibing, getting her work done, proving that she is a very hard worker. She also picked up some skills in uni, so she's pretty charismatic. She has got good logic skill. Her research and debate is pretty good as well. She is also the sim that has picked up on the violin skill. Everybody in this line, somebody seems to pick up on violin. We obviously had James, we had Erica, and now we got Zoe. She's pretty talented on the violin as well. Ooh, and she's got that out of the way already. Well done. A little bit of a head start at work. I'm excited for her to have her first day. I have built a law firm, so we will be able to go to it. It's actually from the gallery. I just edited it to make it look basically more like Suits. That is what I'm basing this off. But I'm gonna get the close-knit group of friends, which is Alice, Zoe, and Alonso, to head out for a little bit of, because it's so grim, right? We're just gonna go head out for a little bit of dinner, a little bit of a well done Zoe, and also Alice hasn't really opened up about everything yet, so it's a good chance for the other two to get a little bit of gossip out of her. No, oh my gosh. Elder Sammy just clicked his fingers and appeared. Okay, Sam, this ain't about you. Wow, and this is actually the sim that I've added as one of your guys' sims from the gallery. I've just made it look a bit older because she is actually the owner of the law firm that Zoe's going to be working at. Of course, Zoe not quite knowing that yet. Kind of, I didn't plan for this, but it's kind of going to work out quite well. So with Alonso, I have like a few different outfits planned for them, and they can just choose to wear whichever one kind of matches how they choose to present themselves that day. And I forget that I think Alonso has the heavy drinker trait, so they've actually been to the bar twice since we've got here. But okay, whatever, it's fine. Let's get, you need to go away, please, lady. This is not about you. But it's fine, because it's a good job for these two to catch up with each other, because one, we kind of need to work out what Alice is going to be doing with her life now, because unfortunately she has to stay away from the garage for a while because Carson warned her just stay out of Strangerville. So she's kind of discussing everything that went on, kind of the situation she'd found herself in with the gang, but also the situation with Carson as well, and how he's the one now in a prison cell, which should have been her. So he kind of took a pretty big hit for her. And Alice kind of saying, I know this is like you haven't even had your first day yet, but you're going into work at a law firm. Do you think you can at least show his case to anyone at the law firm? I honestly don't think he has like much of a chance, but there is rumors that it was a setup, so you know, it could actually be a pretty interesting case for your firm. Just as her boss gets up to leave, might have heard a bit of that. Obviously doesn't know that the two of them are going to be working at the same firm. Yeah, that was literally just pure chance, but it's kind of worked out really well because the boss has already heard the whole situation. Also, we can kind of catch up with Alonso. What are you getting up to in your life as well? And they're actually taking their figure skating a lot more seriously and potentially looking at competing abroad with it. So that is obviously pretty amazing for our little baby Alonso as well. And Alice saying that she's looking at trying to get some loans and funding together because, you know, she's a pretty good mechanic, but she'd like to actually study it a little bit more seriously. Oh wow, Zoe hates her food. Well. I feel like she's kind of quite picky at food, like she knows her food. Has eaten it, like lived in a household where they've always taken food quite seriously because it's Selma's heritage. But yeah, Alice is thinking that she potentially wants to go to university and study engineering a little bit more seriously. She just has to get the funds, apply all the application forms, and just look into things a little bit more seriously. She's super excited about it though. Zoe says she's super proud of both of her friends, which coming from somebody who's very successful already, like she's there, she's got her degree, she got it with honors, she's started a job straight out of uni at a prestigious law firm. It's a pretty high compliment coming from Zoe Rose. So whilst these two also got alcoholic drinks as well, Zoe just got herself a little tea because she's like, I've got my first day tomorrow. I've got an early start. I want to make sure I absolutely nail my first day. So basically, if you start at a law firm, it is less like, oh, I get to go into court and do amazing stuff. It's more research, do this for me, find this for me, look at those files for me, dig through like 150,000 pages and try and find this one line that'll help me with this case. So she's actually got a really tough day ahead of her. Oh my gosh, are you a little bit drunk? Yeah, Alice is a little bit of a playful drunk. So I'm gonna let her have a little bit of steam relaxation because you may as well take advantage of this beautiful house if you have it. And then I'm gonna get her an early night so she is all fresh for tomorrow. Oh, Alice is trying to teach Kiko tricks. Oh wow, Kiko's smart. Good job. That was quick. Okay, so she's in bed by 9:18. We could all learn to improve ourselves in the way that Zoe Rose does because my sleeping pattern at the moment is absolutely horrific. I wish I had her control. I mean, she's just a very organized simp. Like, look at her room. This is how organized people's rooms look. Can't relate in any way, shape, or form, but I wish I was more like this. A room without books is like a body without soul. Love it. I want to get to this level of adultness. Like, I want my life to be as together as Zoe Rose says. Oh, and Alice is more relatable. Up until 11. Oh wow, blowing up a city. What is wrong with you? Up until 11:30 so far, playing video games, but also I feel like she would definitely want to repair this Dodge toilet. Maybe just give it an upgrade while we're at it so that doesn't happen again. And oh my gosh, she's actually going to bed stressed. I think the whole Carson thing is definitely stressing her out. She's not heading to bed in a good mood, but hey, maybe Zoe can come to the rescue. Oh, Alice update. She's up at 4:30 after making herself ceviche and chips. Girl, what is going on with your life right now? Carson on the brain, I'm thinking. So just as Alice is going to bed, Zoe is actually up, ready for her first day. I think Val will come to tell her. Give her a kiss on his butt. Give her good luck vibes for the day. Also, Zoe has a cat. You saw the kitten in the intro. The cat is called Gucci because kind of looks like it's got a little bit of a Gucci symbol on its head. So Gucci has come to wish her good luck as well. And I'm gonna get her to go into work today so that we can meet our co-workers. Oh, and getting some little snuggle time with Gucci before we head in to our first day. Wholesome and cute. I feel like Zoe's definitely more of a cat person and Alice is more of a dog person, so they kind of work pretty well to each other. And what has it given her for her law outfit? Oh my gosh, it's given her the ugliest clothes in the world. I feel like we can do better than this. Okay, there we go. Stylish but professional work vibe. She's got to keep looking professional, but there's no reason she can't have a little bit of her own flair. So she's headed into her first day looking mega beautiful. I'm gonna go ahead and get her to socialize with her co-workers so that she can meet everybody at her job. And her job says it finishes at 5 p.m. But as you guys know, well, you might not do. If you've watched Suits, basically people in law firms, particularly when they start, but more or less a lot of the time, they work ridiculously hard. It's very, very hard to get ahead in law. If you like become an associate at a law firm, which is where you will actually start doing less of just the legwork and actually start building your own cases, is very difficult and very competitive. Even getting a foot in the door is very competitive. And then to make partner at a firm, which is where you then start to get the senior, start to get shares in the company, is also very, very hard. So she's got a very competitive future ahead of her, but she wants to try and make a difference. So, you know what? I'm having to like send Alice into bed like 10 times. She keeps waking up. Her sleep is really bad. I think this whole situation has really messed with her. And also, Chase, please stop. This isn't just trash, okay? It's a part salvage. Both of you, please get out the room. They're not making things easy for the poor girl, are they? Okay, that's very worrying. One, Britta still exists. Britta is Raven's evil clone. All my other clones have disappeared, but Britta is sticking around and apparently popped up at work. Worrying. And she's also met a co-worker, Spencer, at work too. Why do you still exist, Britta? Why? You are super worrying. Okay, Zoe is back, but as I said, she's gonna work some pretty long hours, so I'm actually gonna send her straight back into the law firm. So here is the law firm. It's actually from the gallery, so you can go ahead and get the same one. I just searched for law firm and it was one of the top results. I have done a little bit of tweaking though inside just to make it look a little bit more like Suits. I'm not gonna lie. That was where the inspiration came from. So this is like the ball pen where all of like the associates would like sit and get all of their cases, try and work really hard to impress the partners. But of course, Zoe is right down at the bottom of the chain at the moment, probably like below paralegal. She wouldn't actually know how to research. So instead, she's just gonna sent to do like a lot of lackey work basically. So I'm gonna get her as her daily task is to file court documents. I'm gonna get her to do that while she's here. We've got a little meeting room. We've got the reception here as well. Upstairs is probably one of the partners' offices. Like quite a few of like the senior partners kind of get their own office upstairs. Everybody else downstairs in the ballpen. Because it's like a cool law office though, you get some perks. Like it's a cool location. It's in the vibey spot of LA. And also you've got this little rooftop kind of terrace as well. So I'll get her to do a daily task and then we'll head upstairs and speak with our other co-workers in the law firm. Also, filing court documents is not fun. It's pretty boring, it's pretty monotonous, but you've got to do it if you want to try and move up that ladder. So one of her co-workers has come in and check in on her. This is another of your Sims. I think it's by Lean. This is Spencer. He also works at the law firm. He's a little bit more senior than she is though. He's been here a little bit longer. He's maybe got a couple of years on her, but they're pretty close in age. He's not super senior. He's probably just at that associate level, so she would be helping him out with her cases. And then this is the owner of the law firm, who obviously we saw at the restaurant as pure chance, but I'm really glad that we did get to see her because it worked out really well because she heard Zoe talking about the case. And I'm gonna say that she's come in now just to ask her about it, say, oh, pretty interesting that you joined today because it was nice to see one of my new kind of employees out and about in the real world. So we've been like, oh my gosh, hopefully I didn't say anything stupid. She was actually like, no, you actually were talking about a potential case. Serena is the name of her boss, and we've learnt that she is ambitious and she's an insider, so probably why she's so good at picking up on other people's kind of conversations. And she's like, oh, well, we obviously don't mainly focus on criminal stuff. We're an LA-based firm. That's how we make so much money because we tend to do a lot of like celebrity stuff. However, because of that, I want to do pro bono stuff on the side. So please find out a little bit more about your friend's case. Spencer, I'm gonna assign this case to you. Please help Zoe out and let me know if we have a case here. I think we've got ambitious boss of the company here, potentially seeing a lot of potential in Zoe. Zoe, who is also an ambitious young woman too, so there's definitely, I think their boss has taken a bit of a shine to her. So these guys on the roof, and look how vibey it is. It's a vibey little law firm. And Zoe kind of telling her everything that she knows. She's like, look, I don't know a lot about this. I know it's to do with gangs, so I don't actually know what chance we stand on this case because it's kind of one gang member versus like the whole Strangerville military. I don't know what chance we stand. I don't really know if it's something we want to drag the firm into, but all I know so far is it was potentially a setup. I don't know why they were setting him up, this guy Carson. And Spencer's seeming pretty enthused about the whole thing. He's like, look, why don't I call around to your house before you set off tomorrow? You say if your family member lives with you. We can have a little talk to her about it and see what we can find out. So she's literally leaving at midnight, more or less. And then she's gonna have to start work ahead of 7 so that they can interview Alice before they head into work. So already she's doing pretty crazy hours. Also trying to get Alice up before 7. That might be the biggest challenge of the case so far. I'm gonna get her into bed ASAP because she's got a long day ahead of her. And I'll give Alice a heads up that we're gonna need to talk to her. Talk about her future. The future will be, by the way, you gotta get up in 6 hours, 5 hours, really? 5 hours, please. We may have some hope for Carson. So, oh, look, she's happy about that. Probably less happy about her get up in the morning time, though. Okay, 6 a.m. Wakey, wakey. It's meant to be night out on the town night as well. I don't care. Wakey, wakey. I'm so sorry, Alice, to drag you out of bed when you've got the sleeping pattern that you do, but you are needed. Okay, so Spencer has arrived. And one thing you can do when you are in the law firm is when you talk to somebody, you can meet them as a prospective client. So like you want to actually learn something from them. So we're going to meet it as a prospective client to try and get a little bit of info about everything that happened. And Alice telling as much as she can. Obviously, Carson kind of kept her deliberately in the dark, so there's only so much we can learn. The two of them having a quick chit chat in the hallway before they head to work because Spencer is just as much of a hard worker as Zoe is. And he said he's actually been up all night looking into the case. And we might have a bit of trouble on our hands because this is Strangerville and there's a whole weird history there. We might be running into a little bit of a red tape, but just to give you a heads up, you might not be able to help out your friend Zoe. Still, she's not gonna let that get her down. She's still got a spring in her step and she's heading into work pretty confident. And I think this evening, we will go ahead and go and try and speak to Carson in prison. See if he wants to be taken on as a potential client. Ooh! And Zoe's already been promoted to file clerk. Well done. This is good. They're definitely seeing her potential. Okay, another sensible, worky outfit sorted. And let's head to jail. Okay, so we are at the police station. And we're also outside Carson's cell. Alice did warn us that he might be a little bit spiky. I feel like he's definitely still quite spiky and doesn't much seem like he wants their help. But we're gonna try all the same and at least have a conversation with him, see if he will let us represent him. Also, you guys, I noticed, because obviously this is all popular. Oh wow, who died there? This is all populated with like police officers. Look who was just there when I got here. Little baby Mateo. I don't know how he's already in the captain's office and has the captain's hat on, but he's here, which is adorable. Okay, so we've got him in a room at least to chat to. We're like, actually, can we have some privacy with our client, please? He's like, client? What are you talking about? And Carson's been like, I never agreed to be your client. Obviously, Steven is an associate, Zoe isn't. So it's gonna have to be Steven that talks to him. He kind of has the option to meet him as a client, talk about the case, and then offer legal representation. Now, as you can see, Carson's definitely not, he's still being spiky. He doesn't seem to want to get their help. He's just not really being very cooperative. However, I'm gonna get Zoe to try and like discuss his angry mood. I'm also gonna get her to like say basically, it's Alice that has sent us here. It's Alice that's asked for us to try and represent you. Because obviously he likes Alice. She's like, I like her. She's pretty cool. So if we know that, like, if we can try and convince him that this is for Alice, it might help. However, he's like, you can represent me if you want, but I'm not telling you anything. Anything I tell you could end up hurting Alice. So if you like really care about your friend, you would just leave this alone. So he's at least agreed to be represented by them, but he's not going to make it easier because he's also not going to tell them anything that could actually help help them. But at least legally, they can represent him now, and they can do this as a pro bono case. Pro bono means that you don't get paid for it, like you're just doing it out of like the goodness of the law firm. They're doing it as kind of like a publicity stunt almost. Also, it's a pretty good thing for like younger people in the firm to have a go at, because it's not like they're gonna lose loads of money for the firm. Oh, and Carson literally has a bad reputation now. Great. Okay, so Carson and his angry personality are back in the cell. It's like 9:30. It took us so long just to get him to agree to let him us represent him. It also seems to have made Spencer pretty mad as well. It's a night out in a town, so he's gonna go in and call a cab and just be like, look, let's just get a drink and de-stress and figure out what our next move is. Okay, so we've just ordered some drinks and a little bit of food just so we can kind of talk through the case and what the next steps are. The two of them kind of thinking that we're probably gonna have to try and talk to Alice again if Carson won't tell us anything. But I don't know what more Alice actually knows. And they're now working into their weekend because it's a Saturday, but they're pretty dedicated to the case. Oh no. Oh, Zoe's a sad drunk. Okay, not great. Sad about not being able to get anywhere on the case. I'm not sure. We've learned that Spencer is also creative. These guys getting on it pretty well. And she's learned that he's a goofball, so he must be making her laugh. Yeah, he is. He's making her laugh. And I think also Spencer's got a little bit more experience in law, just trying to keep her spirits up, being like, look, you don't manage to solve all cases. Not everything's going to work out. I know it's your first big one and you're a little bit sad that we don't seem to be getting anywhere, but okay, you're a lot sad that we don't seem to be getting anywhere. I don't think Zoe's really used to not winning and not being able to do stuff. So I think she's mentally struggling with that side of things a little bit, but he's like, you don't win all the cases you get, and sometimes you just can't really, like, there's no angle, there's no way to win. We don't have a smoking gun. A smoking gun is a, like, law term for when you have the one thing that you're going to be able to nail them with, or, like, a little card up your sleeve. But he's like, I'm still confident. You look absolutely shattered, though. You're so tired, your eye color's changed, which is pretty impressive. So he's like, look, why don't we regroup on Monday? And she's like, no. Let's regroup, like, this weekend, today. It's Saturday. Let's just have, oh wow, a vampire. Let's just have a little bit of shut-eye, and then I want to get back on this. I really want to get to the bottom of this case. Spencer kind of lifting her spirits and being like, have you heard the dogs barking? Been like, look, you're super tired. You're doing a great job. Like, I've never known anyone get promoted as quickly, so try not to worry, and let's meet back up again tomorrow, okay? Let's get this little drunk sad munchkin home, teeth brushed, and into bed. And she's more or less been working ever since she joined the firm. Like the absolute tired, sleepy, a little bit drunk, but also hardworking queen that she is. Okay, so Alice is in here upgrading the sauna to make it self-cleaning, which honestly for these guys, probably a good thing. Zoe, I'm gonna go ahead and wake you up. And before we head back in, I'm just gonna get her to ask Alice one last time if there's anything at all that she thinks she might remember that could help. She's like, I'm so glad that you're representing him. It's annoying he won't tell you anything about the gang. The only thing that Alice actually did get involved in during the whole gang thing was to go to the secret lab. And she's like, while he was there, I do remember him taking like all the toxic waste. I don't know why he was doing that, but there was a lot of it at the science lab. And she's like, wait, isn't that science lab like off limits? Yeah, Carson said something about like a group helping like shut it down. And she's like, huh, this could be our smoking gun. I'm gonna go ahead and get her just to drop a text to Spencer about it. Let him know that she's gonna head in, but this could be what we need. So we're heading over. It's the weekend, so we don't need to be in full-on office rig-outs for once. So we got weekend mode Zoe here. We also got weekend mode Spencer. Serena is obviously just as much a workaholic as these guys are because she's here working on the weekend as well. But they are going ahead and researching everything they can about the Strangerville lab and the events that probably took place like a long time ago now, like 50 years ago. So after hours and hours of research and digging away, Spencer's like, everything about this is redacted. However, there is a mention of a hero of Strangerville. And of course, after showing Cody's picture, she's like, huh, he's actually related to me. I don't know what their relation is. My great-grandpa's sister's grandson. I don't know how that makes you two related, but you are distantly related. So she's like, I know where he lives. It's like a big deal in our family, this house. I can take you there we can go there right now. And of course, if you hadn't guessed already, that house is the dream house. So we're gonna go ahead and knock, see if anyone's home, see if we can get any information. They've said, come on in. Cody is in there, has headed down the stairs, and Spencer's like, well, this can't be the right house. Like, this man's face does not look a day over 30. Are we definitely in the right house? And so it's kind of like, I thought we were. We'll try and do, I don't think these guys have ever spoken anyway, so we'll do an introduction and say hi. He's gone ahead and sent his little toddler rider out. He's like, oh, don't mind her. She's teething. She's in a bitey phase. She's kind of not great with guests at the moment, so I'm just gonna, let's just talk just us two. But irregardless, we're gonna ask him everything that we know so far about the whole Strangerville lab and see what Cody can tell us. Because obviously, if anyone is gonna know about that, it's Cody. He's like, actually, I've got absolutely tons of evidence on this place. They redacted all of the information, but we were the ones that were there. And she's like, okay, I'm not gonna ask. I'm just not gonna ask about it. I'm just not gonna ask why he has the face of a 30-year-old, because I've learned with my family, sometimes it's better not to. So thanks to Cody, we now obviously have everything that we need on Strangerville. We have our smoking gun. Because obviously Cody knows that the science lab had the whole mother's plant going on. The government knew about it, the military knew about it, and people in the town were actually getting their minds taken over. He was like, it was a really crazy time. And the toxic waste your friend knew about at the plant was probably the remains of it. In fact, they were probably clearing the gang to get rid of the toxic waste so that nobody ever found out what went on. Like, I managed to save the Stranger Town people, but nobody ever had to pay for what happened there. The government and the military, like, it never became public what they did and the experiments they ran on people. Maybe I was able to save the people of Strangerville, but maybe you can go ahead and make sure the people that did that to them can finally get their comeuppance. So all in all, a very successful trip. I'm gonna get them out of this house before Ryder's little toddler teething becomes an issue. And Arya looking like she's creeped Spencer right out. It's actually the romance festival today as well. So they're back at the office filing everything they've got and also telling Serena everything that they've learned so far, because obviously she's their boss. She's gonna be pretty impressed with their findings. She's like, you guys have done such a good job. Like, the fact that the military and the government want this stuff hidden means we can probably sink this case once and for all. They're not gonna want anything to come out about Carson if we threaten them with the knowledge of this. So I think you guys have definitely found a way to get your friend off. We'll be able to see for sure on Monday. But send me everything you've got. I'll put everything together. You guys blow off some steam. It's Saturday. Go enjoy yourselves. And since the romance festival is on, I'm gonna go ahead and take them there. I wouldn't have usually, but I don't know. Since it's on and they're like city workers, may as well. Oh wow, it's actually cold here though. So cold weather outfit time. These guys obviously just friends, but just kind of wanting to have a little bit of fun at the festival since they've been working very, very hard. I think Zoe probably thinking, you know, if you're gonna get into this career, there's not gonna be a great deal of time for romance anyway. This stuff's all a little bit foolish and stupid. It's not really that much of an interest to her, but hey, might as well just have a little bit of fun. Probably thinking that Spencer thinks the same way that she does, because he's pretty into his job and his career as well. Wow, and he's literally told her, your romantic destiny is bleak. Probably because you work like 20 hours a day. I mean, this guy's eyes are the real bleak thing here, let's face it, but although she's smiling, she's like, it's stupid, I don't really care. She does still feel a little bit kind of sad about her romantic doom, especially since he's told her a life without love is not one worth living. Oh no, but he's actually... Okay, it's because of the Sakura tea, so maybe we do something non-tea related. I was gonna say, okay, that is a hug. It's an embrace. Okay, don't really want to take it this direction. They're just kind of doing that on their own a little bit. It's a suggestive conversation. Hugging and whatnot is one thing when you're kind of relieved about the whole situation with the case. He does want to kiss someone as well. However, I feel like for both of them, and I feel this is what I wanted to say that Spencer would say. He was like, this stuff's all kind of like fun and games, but honestly, it's not really fair on a partner if you work as hard as we do. Like, you wouldn't ever get a chance to see them. Oh my gosh, please stop blowing. Please stop blowing. I love taking leadership positions. He is an ENTJ type, if you guys were interested. Yeah, he feels like he should devote himself to his partner and he can't do that because of his job. Maybe we chill out with the romance for a hot sec, because both of you are on the same page here. It's nice that you've had an instant romantic like click here, but I did kind of, oh, she looks so cute. Look at this sweet aesthetic going on. I also kind of wanted to bring them here to show that one, They would never risk their reputations and their jobs by falling in love with a co-worker. Both of them don't think it's fair to be with someone when you're as busy as they are. I guess if the other partner was just as busy as you were, then it's kind of less of a big deal because at least you can both understand. But whilst they're both working at least at the same law firm, even if they do clearly have an attraction, neither of them plan to act on it. As these guys are co-workers, so we can't cross that line. We just can't cross that line. So she's feeling flirty and potentially a little bit sad about her romantic doom, but I think it was the right thing to do to leave things where they were and keep it as just like a fun, like little evening where we celebrated the fact that we cracked a case and may have just got Carson off of his charges. So I'm gonna get to come out and tell Alice the good news. And since she's in a flirting mood, you must be freezing by the way. Oh, it's not as cold here, is it? I'm gonna get her to ask about Alice's love life as well. Alice, who's miserable. But ask her about her love life, like what is the deal with her and Carson? But Alice kind of, again, you might have got her to open up and at least come live with you, but you're gonna sit a long way before she's gonna open up about her love life. She doesn't really want to say. So I'm gonna go ahead and send her to bed for now, because the sooner we sleep, the sooner we can find out whether our boss ᚑᚑᚂ can pull out the big guns and get Carson out of jail. So it's Sunday, I'm gonna let her relax and just take a bubble bath, have a chill day. I feel like she deserves it after how hard she's worked this week. I still think she'd probably call ᚑᚑᚂ, her boss, and just be like, oh, just checking how things are going, because she'll be filing all the motions ready for Monday. And I think she's probably, they're classed as lovebirds now. I think she's got a bit of Spencer on her mind as well, but there has to be that clear line because they have to be sensible. Oh, and I think we finally learned one thing that Zoe is not good at. She may be good at many things, but cooking is not one. She does not have Salma's cooking gene. That's fine. We can't be good at everything. Everybody needs something they're not so good at. And you have a lot of things that you are good at. Oh, look, she's in such a good mood. Okay, I'm gonna get her to ring and get an update from ᚑᚑᚂ. And everything seems to be coming along really nicely. I'm also gonna get her to chat with Spencer. Just one, to make sure there's no weirdness, but also to like share the excitement that we could be about to win our first pro bono case, and actually Zoe's first case in general, and their first case together. I think she's probably really excited to go to court for the first time. She won't get to be on the stand, but she'll get to watch all of the evidence she put together get presented by ᚑᚑᚂ and Spencer. So, and oh my gosh, he just texted us saying, do you want to go on a date? But I thought we decided no. I thought we decided the whole co-worker thing is a no. Oh my gosh, she's gonna have to be the sensible one. Spencer, we're co-workers. Her career means too much to her. She ain't about to give her career up for a man, okay? Hard no. But still, she's a little bit worried about that future romantic doom. I kind of feel sad for her that she's having to pick, but I think the decisions she made like matches her personality and her goals. She wants to try and make a difference in the world, and the best way to do that is for her to apply the knowledge that she's learned. The weekend is drawing to a close. She gets to potentially go to court with the guys tomorrow and watch them from the stands. So, and also pretty exciting for Alice as well. Oh wow, that is some weak boxing right there. Okay, that's better. Alice, who's more or less got all of her university stuff together and decided that she wants to go ahead and study engineering, and will be heading to the Foxbury Institute to do that next month. Kind of feeling like since Carson gave her the chance to try and make something of herself, she kind of owes it to him to do something with that. Oh my gosh, and look at this, both them getting asked on dates as well today. Stephen messaging her asking to go on a date. He definitely is into her. Okay, this is Zoe's episode, so we won't go down that route, but très intéressant. Both ladies very much sought after. Okay, it's Monday, the big day is here. I'm gonna get her to work from home, but it's actually gonna be at the office. Oh, look at her, bless her. She's literally loving life right now in there working away. Oof, her boss ᚑᚑᚂ is here as well, coming over. So let's break off and see if there's any good news. She's like, I have some awesome news for you. The stuff you found literally nailed the case. As soon as I threatened them with those redacted documents that your hero of Strangerville had, they literally just dropped the case altogether. So the good news is your friend is definitely gonna get let off, although he needs to be careful because they're going to be looking for a reason to bring him back down with some evidence that they actually feel confident with showing in court. And so he's like, well, what about the whole Strangerville case though? Like, surely we can do a class action lawsuit. There must have been loads of people hurt by the like weird stuff going on in that town. Maybe we can use that as our next pro bono case. And Serena's like, look, there's only so much pro bono we can do. We still need to make money as a company. If that stuff got redacted by the government, like, I don't know how, you'd need to be a politician to try and dig through and like actually make any change there. We can only work within the like realms of the law. There's really not much more we can do here. But good job all the same. This is definitely going to go towards a promotion. And I think Zoe's like trying desperately to convince, like, come on, there must be something. Like, I want to try and make a difference. I want to change something. But her boss is like, there's only so much you can do. And, you know, I need you to get on with some more work. There's a deposition to attend. So Zoe's kind of like happy that she's got Carson off and she gets to tell Alice that. But at the same time, also kind of realizing the limitations of being a lawyer, working for a law firm. She'll never actually get to make the changes that she wishes she could do. She's kind of always going to be confined within this limited space. And maybe realizing that perhaps law isn't for her. Perhaps if she wants to make a real difference, then maybe she needs to have a little think about her future. If she can only make the changes she wants to, if she's a politician, maybe politics and a political career is something that she needs to think about. So I think for Zoe, whilst working in law definitely helped stimulate her brain, it didn't really provide her with what she truly wants to achieve in her life. So maybe it's time to go back to school, maybe back with Alice and try a different route, especially because it could open some doors both in her professional life, but also in her personal life too. But one thing's for sure, I definitely don't think Zoe Rose has reached her true potential, and I think there's some even more impressive stuff in store for this girl's future.
When the day turns into night, it's you. Under my eyelid, one big fight, it's you. Well, everything can go to pieces, I don't care. As long as